Okay, so let's dive into this news article about the Grenfell Tower fire.
Sounds good.
That horrific high-rise fire in London back in 2017.
Yeah, I remember that.
Tragic, right? This article is about a government minister who's come out uh, demanding a full investigation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, into the long-term health effects on the firefighters who, responded to that blaze.
Makes sense.
What's really got people talking is that he's specifically worried about the, toxic smoke they were exposed to.
Right. Yeah, of course. I mean, that's a huge concern.
Absolutely. So let's unpack that a bit more.
Okay.
This minister, he isn't just calling for routine checkups.
No, no, he's advocating for a much deeper dive,
Right.
really in-depth research into the kind of health problems that might, you know,
Emerge later.
exactly, that might take years or even decades to really show up.
Yeah, it's like he's saying we need to be proactive, not reactive, right?
Absolutely. He's emphasizing a moral duty
Mm.
to investigate, which I think really raises the stakes.
Yeah.
This isn't just about collecting data, it's about, recognizing the immense sacrifices these firefighters made and ensuring their well-being for years to come.
I mean, he even said he wants this research started as soon as possible.
Wow. Yeah.
So that sense of urgency, I mean, doesn't it remind you of the health challenges that the 9/11 first responders faced?
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
I mean, so many of those heroes developed really serious illnesses years after,
Right.
after 9/11.
Kind of the event.
It was a wave of long-term
Yeah.
illnesses, and a lot of them were related to the dust and debris they inhaled.
Right.
But here's the thing, though.
With that.
The Grenfell Tower fire is unique in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
The ministers really focused on understanding the specific toxins present in that smoke.
Yeah. I imagine the smoke from a burning building like that. I mean, it would have a completely different mix of chemicals than what they found at ground zero, right?
Exactly. I mean, think about all the different materials in a modern high-rise,
Like what?
insulation, cladding, plastics, furnishings.
Oh, yeah.
All that stuff, when it burns, it releases just a crazy cocktail of chemicals.
Right.
And some of those can be so harmful when inhaled.
And we know the Grenfell Tower had that exterior cladding
Right.
that was highly flammable
Yeah.
and released toxic fumes when it burned.
Absolutely. A total nightmare. So yeah, we need to research to understand how that specific mix of toxins might affect long-term health.
So let's get specific.
Mhm.
What kind of long-term health risks are we talking about here? What are some things that firefighters might face down the road?
Well, based on research from similar events, we know that there's a risk of, a range of respiratory illnesses,
Like what kind?
asthma, bronchitis, even more severe lung
Like,
diseases.
wow.
And then there's also the risk of certain cancers.
Cancers.
Yeah, particularly affecting the lung, skin, blood.
Oh, gosh.
And then there's the psychological impacts too, which we can't forget about.
Oh, right, of course.
PTSD, anxiety, depression. I mean, these are all very serious concerns.
Yeah. It's a scary thought. And, when we talk about firefighters, we tend to focus on the immediate dangers they face. The flames, the collapsing buildings.
The stuff you see on TV.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But this really brings to light the hidden risks, right?
Yeah,
The ones that don't show up for years.
absolutely. And those long-term health impacts, they,
Well,
they can have a ripple effect,
no, so.
impacting their families, their ability to work, their overall quality of life. It's about understanding the full scope of their sacrifice.
It really is. So,
Mm.
okay, what needs to happen next? If we accept, this moral duty to help,
Hmm.
what are some concrete steps that could be taken?
Well, comprehensive health monitoring programs
Hmm.
specifically designed for the Grenfell firefighters would be a really good start.
Okay.
Regular checkups, screenings for specific illnesses, mental health support.
Like counseling and things like that.
Yeah, all essential.
It sounds like early detection is really key here.
Absolutely.
If you can catch these problems early on, there's a much better chance for successful treatment.
Exactly. Early intervention can make a world of difference.
Wow.
It's about being proactive, not waiting for these firefighters to become statistics.
This has been a really sobering conversation.
Yeah.
We often praise firefighters for their bravery, but I think we often forget to consider the long-term consequences they might face for, rushing into danger.
It's true.
So what responsibility do you think we have as a society to protect the people who risk their lives to save others? I think that's something worth thinking about for all of us. So thanks for joining us for this deep dive into this important topic.
You got it. Thanks for having me.
And to all our listeners out there, stay safe. I'll catch you next time.
See ya.